Comparing birds of prey with real fighter planes is not just praise for birds. After all, these creatures are capable of many aerobatics. Pay attention to this hunt, which caught the lens in 2022. Here, the birds demonstrate amazing agility, but the predator wins thanks to virtuoso maneuverability. He performs something like a half barrel, a 180-degree turn so that the wings are directly strictly up and down. At the same time, if the aircraft uses a maneuver for protection in order to get away from the missile, then the bird, on the contrary, in order to attack the target more successfully. At the same time, the predator grabbed the victim only tangentially, so she fights back, even being in the claws of a formidable enemy. We must pay tribute to this brave bird. It will fight for survival until the very end. And although her injuries would hardly have allowed her to fly if she had managed to escape from the grip, she still struggled. And who are you rooting for in this situation? Let us know in the comments. In any case, the bird of prey admires its bravery no less. After all, she did not slow down and used her beak at full speed right in flight. That is, for some time she flew blindly at great speed, risking crashing into rocks. At the same time, when a bird strikes with its claws, the feathers of the victim fly around like some kind of strange fan. And all because of the huge force that the predator puts into each throw. Even if the prey has time to react at the last moment, turns around and meets the enemy with its own claws, this will not slow down our hero, not for 1 second. It suppresses the prey's resistance in an instant. But even knowing the flying skills of falcons and eagles, it is difficult to understand how confident they feel in the air. It seems as if they are not afraid of falling whatsoever. Here, a peregrine falcon attacked another to take away its prey. At the same time, there was no brutal fight. The duel was surprisingly elegant. This duel could be filmed in 2022, and she could win the final competition for the most honest dogfight in the world. It would be much easier to attack the opponent from above. But instead, the falcon flew up to the competitor from below, made a barrel right in flight, hovering with its paws up. In this position, he carefully grabbed the prey right in the paws of the opponent. As a result, 2 birds lost their balance. For most birds, this would have been a fatal ending, but these falcons spent less than a second to restore flight. And then they flew together, competing in the tug of prey. Pay attention that they do not try to hit each other with either claws or beaks. Why do you think these birds are so noble with each other? Is this an instinctive behavior or a character trait of these individuals? Share your opinion in the comments. Amazing solidarity and honor, which does not negate their commitment at all. Both peregrine falcons risk themselves, but try to keep their prey until the last. Human pilots on their fighters can fly at a speed several times faster than the speed of sound. But they are far from the freedom that these birds know. At the same time, both birds not only survived, but maintained good neighborly relations. One of them unhooked in time, leaving the winner lunch. But with prey, birds of prey do not play chivalrous behavior. Here you can see how parents feed their offspring. Their nest is safely hidden in the thickets. The kids scream and open their mouths as wide as possible to be the first to receive a treat from their parents. But the family ideal is violated by a predator who has found the prey's lair. Parents are not around, they cannot cope with such a threat and had to run. For a carnivorous feathered, this is a real gift. He just takes one of the chicks and takes it to his nest. A light snack for the capture of which almost no effort was spent. If there was such an opportunity, would you intervene in this situation? Answer in the comments. And this duel is one of the coolest aerial duels between a bird of prey that has only been caught in the camera lens lately. The golden eagle is one of the largest and most powerful birds. And for him, even the black vulture is not a fellow, but a potential prey. However, although the golden eagle wants to eat this feathered one, it does not attack it like a defenseless goose. The golden eagle is going on a frontal attack. He flies straight at the opponent and gives him a chance to put his clawed paws forward. What is this, if not the nobility of a real warrior? A powerful blow occurs, and both birds collide like two air rams. And then, the golden eagle hits the opponent with a wing from a turn, like a master of some bird martial arts. But the vulture did not lose his balance, the opponents uncoupled. Both survived this fight, which was too close to the ground to continue. True golden eagles are not always so noble. This bird just brushed away the falcon with one lightning strike. So, it's worth remembering, there are always sharper claws and stronger wings. When an eagle knocks down a victim and forces her to ride on rocky ledges, it's spectacular. But in the arsenal of the bird, there are also more impressive techniques for using gravity for their own purposes. Really huge eagles can lift even a fawn or a kid into the air, into a huge height. Then the bird simply releases the prey, and she flies from the height of the 10th floor with a completely predictable ending. The feathered one can only go down and start eating or take the remains of the prey to his nest. This way, it is possible to significantly save energy. The wingspan of some birds of prey can reach 6 or even 6.5 feet, 1.8 or even 2 meters. So it can show that these are massive creatures. They are powerful, but in fact much lighter than it seems. Eagles are 3 or 4 times lighter than wolves, which are comparable to birds in size. So a mountain goat is 5 times heavier than a feathered one. It is difficult to cope with such an opponent. An eagle can cling to him and literally ride him. But in order to defeat the prey faster and more reliably, you have to push it off the cliff. Then you can strike a few powerful blows on the rocks and then throw them into the abyss, if there are no other options. This confrontation looks brutal and epic, especially since the bird is also at risk. She is too close to the ground and will have no time to climb on the wing if the prey can drag him along. But usually this does not happen. Eagles are too experienced and strong predators. Nevertheless, even if a large eagle is crushed to a stone, its bones can withstand such a powerful blow. Look, an eagle saddled a mountain goat. The ungulate in a panic tries to escape along the edge, and the feathered one throws it off balance so that the prey simply breaks when falling from such a steep slope. But instead, the goat hits the rock along with the eagle. Do you think that the bird crashed or turned into a flat pancake like a cartoon character on whom a weight fell? As if not so. The eagle not only survived, but did not even loosen its grip. Of course, due to the relatively small mass, eagles are almost vulnerable, especially on Earth when they are attacked by large predators. The mass of a brown bear can reach half a ton or even more. In fact, the bear has a 100-fold advantage over the eagle. It's like as if a person tried to beat an elephant hand-to-hand. When the female discovered the nest of eagles, she was not afraid to bring her cubs with her for lunch. She was so sure of victory. Even the sharp claws of a feathered bird cannot save the chicks when they are attacked by this mountain of muscles. It is not surprising that eagles do not like bears and can even attack them for no apparent reason. Who knows, maybe a winged predator slapped a bear in revenge for old grievances. However, the eagle may be strong enough to fight back the lioness. Unusual tactics and cunning are used for this. The bird spreads its wings wide. It is too heavy to instantly take off to a great height. If she tries this, the lioness will have time to catch her pouncing from behind. It seems that the feathered creature understands this and does not try to rise into the air. Instead, the eagle spreads its wings on the lioness. So, the bird seems much bigger and does not allow itself to be attacked from the flanks. Of course, paw strikes could crush the wings in a second, but the lioness does not know this. In addition, the eagle rises above the ground enough to get its claws into the enemy. And the cat does not need extra damage. As a result, the